If you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button to keep up to date on my latest videos. Also, click the like button too. Large group training classes, in particular ones that use weights. They claim to be strength builders. They claim to be programs that help you build strength and tone your muscles. But I'm going to explain today why that's not the case and why these popular classes such as Body Pump and other aerobic classes that just use weights, but really they're cardio, how they don't work long term to help you tone your body and burn body fat. First off, let's define what toned or toning means. Toning is basically making yourself look more defined, making your muscles show a little bit, maybe some lines. And what this is building a little bit of muscle and burning some body fat. Do those two things and you'll get that more toned look. So yes, you have to build some muscle. You're not going to necessarily look huge. In fact, that never happens by accident. So even you ladies out there, rest assured, if you start lifting weights, it doesn't mean you're going to get jacked. A lot of bodybuilders, in particular women, are on a lot of drugs to look like that. They have to eat a ton of calories. They have to lift like crazy. It doesn't happen by accident. So I've trained many women over the years, and I've had them lift heavy weights, and that has never happened. And I've been doing this for now about 13 years. So to get that toned look, got to build a little muscle, burn a little fat. And how do we do that? Well, a lot of classes and a lot of conventional wisdom will tell you that you've got to do light weights and lots of reps so that you don't get big. While this can have some return on investment, if you're a beginner, and only if you're a beginner that's never lifted weights before or maybe hasn't lifted weights in years, you're going to see some benefits from this right out of the gate. You'll see some improvements. However, after the first couple months or so, you're going to stop seeing those results because your body has now adapted to the training that you're doing. Our bodies are really good at adapting. And this is where we need to start changing things up. I'm going to explain to you how the body works and how you can continue making progress over the long haul to get that more toned look that people are looking for from these large group classes. Now, the blueprint, what these classes do, as I said before, high reps, all right? Something like Body Pump, you'll be doing one muscle group for several minutes at a time. So you're doing dozens and dozens of reps, and your body's going to adapt to this very quickly because the weights are really light. And you can no longer add reps. Little variability. So you're doing the same things over and over again. And I know some of these classes do vary their workouts, but it has to be done in a way that makes sense. So not just varying the exercises that you do, but varying the rep ranges you do, the weights you do, and the rest periods as well. There's other factors, but those are the big ones. These are the ways that we are able to make our bodies continue to adapt by manipulating the different rep ranges, the weights, and so forth. So at a certain point, you can't do any more reps unless you want to spend hours and hours in the gym. But even then, from what the science is telling us and what anecdotal evidence is telling us, it's going to stop working. You can keep doing tons of body weight squats and you might feel sore, you might feel tired from that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your body is continuing to grow and develop the way you want to. It just means you're getting tired, and anything can make you tired. So at some point, you're going to have to change up that rep scheme and maybe increase the weight so that you stimulate your body to now have to adapt in order to continue growing and building some muscle to get that more toned, defined look. Now we got to start doing some different things. So how to tone. So now we're taking this blueprint and we're kind of flipping it on its head. So we're going to do moderate reps, somewhere in the 8 to 15 repetition range. And what's going to happen now is now you're cutting the reps down, I don't know, by 90% or more. And the weight can now go up. So you're going to lift a little bit heavier. And your muscles are now going to be stimulated to grow and adapt now because you're changing the stimulus, you're challenging them. And so what does it do? It breaks down the muscle tissue. And when we break down the muscle tissue, the muscles then have to grow back stronger. And so they'll get a little bit bigger. So the next time you go, they're more equipped to be able to handle that stress. So you may notice that you might get a little more sore again. You may not, but you may notice that. And so we do moderate weights, so heavier than what we did before, because now we're not doing 2 or 3 minutes worth of repetitions. And then we increase the variability a little bit more. So in 3 to 6 week cycles, you can change things up from perhaps doing 8 to 15, maybe then you do a few weeks of 20 reps of something. And then after that, maybe you go down to like even less than this, build a little more strength. We can talk about that in another video, but cycling through different rep ranges to keep your body from adapting and staying there for too long. Because if it adapts, it no longer has any reason to grow anymore. You're not going to build any more muscle, and you're probably not going to burn as much body fat either. So varying what you do is huge. So classes like Body Pump and other fitness classes that encourage this kind of blueprint up here, they're only going to work for so long. The other factors when it comes to toning is your diet and your sleep. If your diet is off and you're eating too many calories, you're not going to burn any body fat, or you may not build much muscle either if you're not eating enough protein. If your sleep's off, it's not going to allow you to adequately recover from your workouts, and it's going to make you more hungry throughout the day. So then you might eat more carbs and more high calorie foods. So you got to have those other things in check, as well as the type of training that you're doing. My suggestion for you, if you like to do these types of classes, feel free to keep doing them 2, maybe 3 times a week, but add in a couple of days where you do some true strength training, maybe on your off days, because really you're getting more of a muscular endurance and cardiovascular effect from those classes that do that. So mix in some lower rep days in this range and see how it goes. Do it a couple days a week and maybe vary the rep ranges every few weeks or so, and see how you look and feel over the course of the next 8 to 12 weeks. And I'd love to hear if you see some results from that in the comments below. Thank you for watching, folks. Get strong, live long.